Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mommies and daddies, everybody, you're welcome to another episode of the Conversation Lab podcast. I am your host, Irama, and to have today's discussion with me, I've got two amazing people in the studio, a lady and a gentleman. So I would have them introduce themselves and then we'll get right to business. I'll start first with the lady. Hi, Bree.
Hi, Prissy.
Kindly introduce yourself.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for
You're
having
most
me.
welcome.
I'm Bridget Budu Oche. I am a private legal practitioner here in Ghana.
Right. Honorable.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Oladus. I'm an accountant and an entrepreneur. I'll MC your next wedding. Yes, I'm MC. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the topic we are discussing today is gender roles in relationships, right? Yeah. So I'll have my guests let us know what your opinions on gender roles are. Let me start with you. Yeah. What do you think gender roles are?
Masculine and feminine responsibilities. Roles are responsibilities. Everybody knows that.
Right.
What one is expected to do, what one is supposed to do. So when we add the gender, it just, we have two genders, so male and feminine,
Okay.
and then we are done.
Right. the count, no one can count. The other genders.
Which other
Oh,
genders?
it's okay.
Are there?
Please, we only know two genders, male
Right.
and female.
Right.
See
I
only
agree.
women. I don't see no other.
I agree.
Yes,
So
yes.
Bridget, what in your opinion, what's our gender roles?
So yes, he's virtually said it all, but I just want to add that it's also an expected way of behavior for both genders. Okay.
Right.
So for example, you can have the expected behavior for a man would be maybe, for example, to pay the bill on a date, depending on the society.
Right.
Some would also say,
Nigerian.
okay, 50-50 for the
Nigerian.
lady or for the man. So that's also a gender role.
Right. Okay. So I think we'll stay on that. So assuming that you're in a relationship, right?
Oh, why are you assuming? Ask her now. That is assuming.
I don't know if she wants to
She's
close
in
that.
a relationship. Continue.
Oh, but please, you want to ask me?
Yeah, yeah,
Ask.
actually, you never.
If you
can
have a
tell,
question,
yeah.
ask it with your
Yeah.
chest.
Do you want to know
Let's
if she's in
continue.
one?
Let's continue.
Maybe you want to know.
I'll
you
ask
know.
her after the podcast.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Okay, so I am assuming, right? I'm assuming that you're in a relationship. Do you have any expectations of the person that you're going to be in a relationship with? And if you do, what are those
My
expectations?
expectation.
Yeah,
So yes, my main expectation is that
right.
the person should be supportive
Okay.
of my ideas, of my vision, of
Right.
what I want to do. I think that if at any point in time I feel like doing something, the person should be able to encourage me to do it. So that's my main expectation in a relationship for me.
Okay. I think I'll come back
Back
to
to it.
that. But yeah, Obed, assuming once again.
Please
No.
don't assume for me.
So maybe
Don't
you want to.
assume
So
for me.
Okay,
Obed
so
being
maybe
in
you
a
want to
Ladies
relationship.
and gentlemen, I am single for the nation. Hallelujah.
Okay,
See,
but
that's-
you've had experiences before, so maybe you can tell us from the experiences.
Yeah.
you've
That's
had
the
in
whole thing.
past.
People, I've not had no experience in no
You-
relationship. And I am the nation's lover boy. Okay. So what I can say, right, basically is that I don't enter no relationship with expectations, even with friendship.
Okay.
Because at a point in time, expectations breed disappointment.
Mm.
Even your parents, you can know you there watching me, you know.
Mm.
Your parents will, you expect a lot from them, and it's not all the time that they deliver. How much more someone you don't really know you're getting to know and stuff like that.
Right.
One. So that is me, my ground rule. I don't expect anything from anybody. Now, it comes to gender roles. What are we expected to do in a relationship? I feel we are getting to know each other. There are lots of expectations. People have crazy expectations, like crazy. I feel it's too much. People have wild expectations of what people are supposed to do.
Mm.
You understand? Let me look at the women. People have wild expectations. of what- the women have wild expectations. The guys have wild expectations.
Right.
Right. On a normal note, you get to see that it's normal. We know that men are providers. It has. I don't know where it was written first, but I think it's the Bible, right? So it has been placed there and it has become rule Number one rule. So everyone's expecting the man to provide for him or her, right? But it stems from the father figure before it comes to your boyfriend's relation.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
understand? It stems from the father figure,
Yeah.
right? So when it stems from the father figure and then we are in a relationship, it shouldn't be someone's sole responsibility. Do not look at the person so solely that it is your responsibility, your role as a man in relationship. What relationship is not marriage, ladies and gentlemen. And then as a man, men always expect a lot from women too. But no, you man be same in your ma. Body, that. There's a lot. It's like it's transaction. Because right now we're in an era where women are believing that Charlie, the man has to give me money and then I have to give my body in return.
Right.
So I feel like there's a lot in the roles going up and down. Maybe there's a lot, right? There's a lot.
So I want to say something. So perhaps I
right.
think that the gender role we are talking about here is the basic expectations, the basic rules that, like you said, society, you don't know who puts it there.
Yeah.
So society sees a man as a provider. The society sees a woman as the one to cook and clean and all that. So that's what we are talking about. Gender, the basic rule as it is
In a relationship.
in a relationship.
And yeah, I mean, generally these are things that we came to meet, right? This is what our parents did. This is what I believe in your house, right? Your father was the provider in the house. Your mother did well. I don't know that maybe the dynamics are a little different.
I didn't say anything.
Maybe the dynamics are a little different than they were like years ago, where the men were the sole providers and women solely catered for the house, maybe for the children, and then cleaning and whatever else it is that the house needs. But you mentioned something that you don't have any expectations in your relationships, right?
No.
Do you are you going to have expectations in marriage?
You see, marriage is a whole different ballgame altogether.
Right.
Do you understand?
But if you don't start from here, how then are you going
That's
to
the whole thing,
get
right?
there?
You see, I'll not also enter marriage with high expectations.
Okay.
I'll just have the basic expectations. Do you understand? I won't enter marriage with so much high expectation that I'm expecting my wife to cook every time that I'm back from work. No, I'm not going to expect it to a high level that when I don't see it, it becomes a disappointment to me. No, I can cook. I like to cook, so I'll cook my own food. I'm not saying that it is something that has to be diverse. That's what I'm saying. Marriage is a whole different ballgame. You understand?
Right.
Marriage is a whole different ballgame altogether. When it comes to marriage, roles and responsibilities are very legit and very static to a point. My
Okay.
relationship is flexible. Ladies and gentlemen, relationship is flexible. You can't come and put something on my neck, giddy like that. Why was it?
Well,
Yes.
okay. I mean that's your
That's what
opinion.
I
So
think. That's what I think,
yeah,
so-
we will stick with that.
So,
So
system.
I think that I'm going to go to that. In times past, yeah, in years past, maybe decades or centuries past, there was a certain trend, right, where men solely provided for the house. Where I mean, our fathers would go to the farm and then harvest and then bring to the house. Maybe go and sell some of the produce and then bring money to take care of the family. And then the woman had to stay in the house, clean the house, do the cooking in the house, take care of the children in the house. And that was the pattern before. But in these times, the pattern has changed a bit, right? Men are working and women are working as well. So the man is going to work, has a 9 to 5. The woman has a 9 to 5 as well.
It changes.
And please let me land. And it looks almost as if the expectations that society had of women in those times is still the same today. Women are still expected to do the things that they did in those times. They still have to clean, they still have to cook, they still have to take care of the house, take care of the kids, and all of that. Yeah. So since yes, exactly.
But
So
okay, fine. So see, I was the one who said that I don't I don't mind, right? But I see, I still stand with the fact that woman has to do what woman has to do.
okay.
You understand? Woman has to do what woman has to do.
Okay.
What does woman has to do? has to do, so have to do.
What?
Say I don't know kind. Say I don't know kind.
Things are meant
See,
to buy, I
As a
guess.
woman, right?
Mhm.
As a woman, you come my house,
Mhm.
right? You came to my house. I'm hungry.
Mm.
I'm sleepy. My breath. I'm hungry. You not cook for me. You have to cook. See, it's these things. As you said, they are standard.
Mm.
I miss the fact that I'm saying that I don't expect anything from anybody.
Mm.
They are standards. They are things that were laid before. As you said, women are supposed to cook. The way the women will also put in their mind that the standard say yen provide more money.
Right.
That's how it's a standard that women have to cook, women have to clean, women have to do all of these things.
Right.
Women have to cater, women have to be domestic. Let me put the word simple. Domestic.
Right.
This current generation, you go see that thing. Sorry
But
for me.
women still do it.
Yeah.
Women still do it. And anyways, if you talk about standard, the standard back in the day is standard for marriage. You don't expect me to be in a relationship
Yeah.
with you
Yeah.
and I must cook for you.
Then do
Yeah.
not
I
expect
can
me to be
cook
in a
for you
relationship
as
with you
and
then
when
act
I
like
feel
husband.
like it.
No, okay. That means you
No.
do not expect me to be in a relationship with you and act like a husband.
So
Women
I
are acting like we should.
What
act
do you
like
mean by
husbands.
acting like a husband?
like
Well, so, gangsters.
Oh, so give us
Okay.
no. Let him explain what he means by acting like a
Baby.
husband.
Baby, I'm going to school. My provisions. See, if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm supposed to give.
Oh,
I'm
but you
supposed
just
to
said
ask-
you've never been in a relationship. So where are you getting this
If I'm
from?
in a relation. If
No, so where are you getting the
If-
baby I'm going to school from? Is it someone who told you,
Yeah,
or it's
I
something
guess.
you've
I'm giving
experienced?
scenarios.
Is it hearsay or you've experienced it?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. So what I'm saying is that that reaction can happen like that, right?
Right.
A lady calls a guy
Mm-hmm.
expecting him to do something that the dad is supposed to do at that instant. We are in a relationship. I'm not married to you.
Right.
I can, out of my own will. Oh, sweetheart, I see that you're going to school, right? So
Yeah.
let me give you this amount.
Yeah.
You are not given the right to come and ask me.
Right.
Nobody has given you the right as a woman to come and ask me. We are in a
What's wrong with
relationship.
asking?
No.
If she asks and you refuse, that's a different
And
thing.
yeah,
But I feel
She
like-
hasn't put a gun to your head, has she?
Then that means
Hey.
that means that I mean since she doesn't have the right to ask you, you also don't have the right to ask those
Which things?
the things you said. If she comes to your house and you're
The things
hungry,
you've been asking the girl
she has
to
to
do.
cook for you. I don't know what else she has to do. Maybe she comes to your house and then the place is messed up. She has to clean it because
Yeah, you
she's
said
the woman.
you are
But
tired
boys
and
are
sleeping
supposed
and
to-
you
boys
have
sometimes
Women
to.
be
are
clean.
supposed to be domestic.
But sometimes you be clean. You go feel clean.
So
But you
in a
said
case
the-
where the man is not clean and the lady does not have the right to ask money from that man,
I'm not saying
then-
it's so rigid that
yeah.
a woman shouldn't ask. But you see, it has become so. You see, we are talking about gender roles,
Mhm.
right? It has become like it is a must. You're acting like you're not.
I think
You guys are acting like you're not in this generation.
It's a must.
goes both ways. If you ask me, I think this goes both ways.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know.
honestly, I mean, as much as women,
I stand
honestly, I think-
in the capacity
yeah,
of all the men.
maybe women are a lot more outspoken about their needs, especially on social media. At least for the things, for what I have seen, right? Women are more outspoken about men giving them money and all of that. Yeah,
Let's ask Bridget.
from
How many
what I've
times have
seen,
you
Men
I don't
have
know.
silent expectations.
Yeah,
Come on, Ismael.
Men have silent expectations.
yeah. That is
Women
very true.
are more vocal about
Yeah.
it. I think that's why you
Rama,
see
let
it
me-
that
let
way.
me ask Bridget a
Mhm.
question. Bridget,
In
What?
my relationship,
in your relationship, Bridget, in your relationship, right?
Mm.
you don't have a
What
question.
is the role of you, your man? I know you said support. That support
Yeah.
thing, no. Let me tell you, that support thing you date or camouflage.
It's-
That's
no.
Give me the role of you, your man. Let me point to just
I wanted to ask a question.
Yeah,
about
Roles
give me
of
the-
my man.
Yeah.
In my
Don't tell me
relationship.
Support now. Yeah, support.
Oh,
No.
you!
support
I will
means
break
when
it.
you-
I will break down the
Breaking the
support for you, so
break it
don't
down
worry.
the way- yeah,
In fact,
break it
I actually broke it down, but you didn't get it.
Tell
So
me.
now,
she-
yes,
Bridget, do you take money
So-
from the man?
yes.
ask money
No,
from
he gives me money.
Do you ask money from him?
No,
You don't ask
but
money
he
from
gives
the
me money. Yes,
But if she has need,
Not that I
for
cannot
money,
ask him for money.
yes.
he
And
gives
nobody
me
is
money.
saying that you can't ask your woman to. Well, let her make her point.
He
Let
gives
her
me
make
money,
her
and I
point.
can
Let
ask
me
for
make
money
her
if I
point.
want.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Are you expecting money from him?
Because he gives it to me on a regular, I expect it.
Okay. So if he
I mean,
doesn't,
maybe just because he's a thoughtful man, he expects him
Very
a
kind,
thoughtful man to
sweet
be
and thoughtful. Yes. So support. That's financial support.
But me,
Emotional support.
No,
Right.
listen, me,
Career-wise, support.
Exactly.
Okay. But me, dear, Supremo, dear.
You won't support your
I'm not
girlfriend.
saying I won't support my girlfriend. My
Okay.
baby
Will
knows
you
my
support your
baby knows
girlfriend?
everything.
Will you
So
support
that's
your
it.
girlfriend?
Listen.
I know the same person who just told us that you have not been in a relationship before.
It is all for the all saying. Let me tell you something, ladies. No, like on a real. Let me just put this thing out there. It is flat on the fact that the expectations have rendered a lot of relationship null and void, and it has not even entered into marriages
Right.
because expectations were
Appreciate.
more, has shot up. Expectation like Rose no be wants a or person like he wants to instill it on the neck that this is your role, you have to do it, both sides. But me, I'm more on for the guys because you know we are in this era. We see women are very loud with these things.
Yeah.
Right. You women, like right now, cry. You can see it. It's evident.
So I think that.
You are loud everywhere. Nyama, nyama, manya, nyama.
So I
And
think.
on our necks.
I think that.
Tell me.
So this is the conversation we're having.
Right.
Gender rules.
Yeah.
At least we have come to the basis or the premises that we have male, like traditional male
Dominated
roles,
Yeah.
traditional female roles.
Yeah.
Now, the question is whether those roles
So
are still cut in stone, cast in
right.
stone as it is now.
yeah, and so mainly especially with the men, the main role that we are mostly hammering on when it comes to the male gender role in relationships is providing, and by providing we are talking about money, finances. Aside providing money in the house, are there other things that men do? Maybe we are not privy to it. Maybe we are
Okay,
not
so
privy
me,
to
I'll
it. So
still pick
are
it
there other
from-
things that men do?
I'll still pick it from the earliest of points, which is relationship.
Right.
Now, you see, this is one thing that I'm sure that we've heard these issues, or what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Now, I feel like with men,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man, so
Yeah.
I feel like let me speak from my point and let me speak for all the men who are behind me in their homes. Right? So it's not just about the money,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Men, we care for you on different levels. It's not just about finances. Emotionally, see, the kind of drama women carry and the kind of stress women give, right? That alone is work. Ladies and gentlemen, you can agree with me. That alone is work. Juma, Bridget.
I'm listening.
I'm listening to you.
Drama. The drama.
I'm trying to
women.
get where you are driving at.
No. Emotional work.
So aside finances, we have like emotional support.
Emotional support.
Right.
We are the power bank to your lives.
Yeah.
Emotionally, for real.
Yeah.
Let's put all jokes aside.
Yeah.
Women need men. Like, just that.
Right now, I want us to narrow in on marriages here and talk about the roles that both genders play in the marriage. And of course, I will start with the gentleman. So, aside the financial provision, which we all know, we all hear about it, we all talk about it. What else do men do in marriages? What
Okay,
else?
thank you so much.
Oh, I
again.
expected to
But
do.
okay, so I feel like there's a lot men do which are not really taken into consideration because of the fact that it looks like we are just doing money aspects.
All right.
But it's not just about the money, right? So in the house, men are supposed to nurture. That's one thing. Men are supposed to nurture, not just the children, but the wife. It's your responsibility as a man
All right.
to nurture your wife. You know, when your wife goes outside, what your wife portrays the man,
No.
right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to marriages and your role as a man, you have to nurture your home. And your home includes your wife, your children, both emotionally, academically, spiritually, financially. All of these things, you have to nurture them. You have to educate your home. So it's not just about the money that a man will give. It is a man's role. And men are doing it. Not all men, but we are doing it. We are nurturing our homes.
Okay.
We make sure that our wives are solid. I didn't say. You educate your woman, you educate the education you give to a woman, that's what trends.
So you mean a man should take the wife to school
I didn't
or
say the man-
educate her,
You know,
like training?
I don't want us to go there, but let me raise this point that school is not education. If you agree with me, you're a barrister. If you agree with me, school is not education. School does not classify the whole education point. People are not in school.
Is education, maybe not.
Maybe you won't say it's not
yeah.
entire.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't say
said
school is not education.
So let me put it this way: education is here. School can be
It's a
found in
subset.
education.
Right.
You understand?
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. School is
Or
not
it's a
education.
component. No, it's a
And now,
component
Brofon,
of
Brofon,
education.
ah, okay,
School
but
is
I said, correct,
education,
Brofon.
but it doesn't encompass education.
If
Like
you
there
alone-
are other.
If you
There are other
girls,
things
if
that-
you
yeah.
girls understand it that way, that is what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say. You understand?
Right,
So
yeah,
let me go back to what I'm
absolutely.
saying. So what I'm saying is that school is education.
There
Okay, the
are
school is not
other
education.
forms
So
or aspects of
so
education.
the man doesn't need to take the wife to school to educate the wife.
Mhm.
You can't feel nyansa, now can't feel finifa. You see, our forefathers have wisdom than us. Wisdom is not in school. Wisdom is not in school.
Mm.
When we say cultural intelligence,
Mm.
it's home, and it's supposed to spring from a man,
Mhm.
right? Cultural intelligence is supposed to spring from a man. That is one major rule you have to do. Now, when the bulbs and everything in the house and then Amnobes come to the house, oh, but that, oh, what's that, oh, that, big giant, she will run away. I will beat chest out. You understand? Come outside. Hey, people, what are you doing, my family?
Okay.
Protection is key. You understand?
Mm.
The males, it is see. Let's put everything aside. Let me just give you this scenario. If a lion comes right now, all of you ladies will run and hide behind every man. We say, we're carrying it. Maybe shake you. See.
So it's every man that we hide behind will go and fight for us
What
when
I'm
it
trying
comes
to
to
say
the
is
lion.
instinct,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
It's instinct
So we'll
by
seek
me.
protection from the man. Is that what you're
It is,
saying?
yes, it is instinct
Mm.
that women know. You know, it is inside of you. You are created with it. I mean, at the bomb.
Okay.
So if you stand and always say, "Oh, it's just the money, it's just the money," we do things that the eyes do not see. That's why you said something I like, that men are silent. Something you said something about silence, and most of the roles that we perform, they are not loud. Women are loud. That's why Mother's Day is louder than men. Mother's Day, yeah,
I see.
For real.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Reason.
I'll come to you also for the role that women play in marriages. Yeah, traditionally.
So yes, I think that as for the roles women play, they are very well known, which is why we celebrate our mothers very, very much. So yes, our mothers nurture. Yes, like they said, if you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. So yes, our mothers nurture us. A good portion of what we are is because of our mothers. We spend.
Sorry, you said
I said a good portion of what we are is because of our mothers.
it's not always true,
Let me explain.
but it's not always true.
Good caution.
A good portion of what we are. I'm not saying that I'm taking out the men.
Have you seen a bad mother before?
I'm not saying we are
Okay,
taking
please
the
continue, feel
yes. So traditionally, that is it. And then I mean, our women, we know the cooking, the cleaning, taking care of the kids.
Look like you normal,
Yes.
you know they're cooking,
Oh yes, because it's general knowledge.
Yeah.
A lot of people know that is what
Yeah.
women do. And now we have women who are also playing the role of men.
Sorry.
Okay, by going the extra mile of being CEOs, top people on boards and companies, working male, how do I put it, male classified jobs
Right.
now. So yes, women are playing that extra role now. So yes, that's what I think. That's women are playing that role.
Right.
Yes.
So I want to touch a bit on the whole cooking, cleaning and all of that, right? Lately there is a rising debate amongst women, right? That men can also do the cooking. So it shouldn't be a thing left to women alone, right? So so what I usually see or hear them say is, you didn't marry me to become your maid, or you didn't marry me to become your slave, right? If you're hungry and I'm not around, you cook. Or if you're hungry and I am tired, you cook. Is that not us shoving or giving away our responsibilities to the men to do?
Okay, so I don't think that we are
Or,
giving
or
away.
rather, do you think that women are becoming lazy, quote unquote?
Well, I don't subscribe to that.
Right.
That is a traditional role of women.
Right.
And when we talk about traditional, we're talking about what our mothers used to do.
Yeah.
For generations, we've had that lifestyle, that role played by women. Okay. To the point where women could not go to school, and then women were kept in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, so a woman would, once a girl child is born, she's kept in the kitchen. Her role is in the kitchen, designated. Then the man could go out to work, could go to school, attain these positions I'm talking about, that women are now getting those positions. So yes, that has been the traditional role. Okay, such that society as we have it now, I don't think that it has faded out. We still have that belief that women should be in the kitchen. Some men still believe that women should be in the kitchen, and so would expect that when they come back to the house, the wife should cook. And you're saying something about now the expectation is that men can equally cook, right? Yes. I mean, we cannot keep doing what we used to do back then if we think that what we can change about it will benefit us. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that now perhaps what was the practice then did not really help our mothers. So our generation is more privileged now, okay, to have mothers who have nurtured men who understand that a woman is not a woman's place to cook.
Yeah.
And then his is not to cook. Now cooking is now seen as a life skill.
Right.
So our mothers have trained and nurtured our husbands or our men to that unfortunately for you, that's too bad.
You're not trained.
That's too bad. You are not a husband material. So yes, have nurtured them. Let me finish, please.
Relax. Let her land and then you make your point.
I beg you, Rama,
Yeah,
let me jump.
no, let me land,
No,
please.
jump.
Let me land.
You make your point. Let her land.
So yes,
Yeah.
have nurtured our men
Yeah.
to understand that
Yeah.
it is not a straight jacket. Okay,
Right.
cooking is a life skill.
Yeah.
Women get hungry, men equally get hungry.
Yeah.
It's inbuilt as human beings. So why should you expect that the woman should be the one to cook? So you're expecting that if you come home from work and you are hungry and there is no food available, and you know that there are ingredients that you can put something together to feed, you're going to expect your wife to come and cook because it is her role to do that. I mean, I think that's absurd. I think it's
Are you
absurd.
jumping now?
Now you can hop in.
Jumping?
You can hop
Okay,
in.
so she said a statement that has broken my heart. Not just broken my heart, it has shattered my dreams. Dreams of becoming How can you just tell me straight up for the fact that because I can't cook, I'm not a husband material? I know maybe you might be joking, but a statement like this,
I think it
you
would
receive
depend.
F9.
I think it depends on whether you are even willing to learn. It depends on your
No
orientation.
orientation, no
So
anything.
you don't know
If
how
I
to
don't
cook.
know how to
You
cook,
don't want to
it
learn
should-
how. Do you
I
want
don't
to
want
learn
to
how?
learn anything.
Okay,
It should not-
maybe-
I'm coming. It should
problem.
not. I'm coming.
Okay.
It should not be a criteria to make me a bad husband. Should it? Should it? Yes or no? I just want
I
that.
think
just-
that.
No,
I
like,
think that.
no, I just want a
I
yes
think
or no,
that.
then-
I
then
think
I'll
that
continue
it
You,
the
let's
makes
question.
you a bad human.
About-
No, honestly, because because you need to take care of yourself.
Okay.
It's a
right?
life skill.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm coming. Let me just hit this thing. Since
So
we're
maybe
talking
I
about
should
roles-
say that-
since we're talking about roles, now good. So you are saying a bad woman. You had a responsible
No,
woman.
because no,
And then
I will
Bridget is
understand
saying,
it. I will understand
you're
it
not
if you
a
say
husband material.
you don't know how to do it.
I don't
and
know
you're
how to
willing,
cook.
but you're willing to
I'm not
learn it.
willing
You
to
don't
learn.
know it. You are
Okay.
not willing to learn it.
We are talking
Maybe
about gender
maybe you
roles
have the funds
No, I just-
to
no.
outsource. Maybe you can pay someone to do it for you. That's fine. But if you're going
I have
to
money. Women
then
is now, right
then
now.
that
see,
is another
that's the whole
conversation.
thing. Women
Yeah.
are all about the money because that's what they think that's what males are doing. Right? It's all about the money. So with money we can do, and so it has become something that men have taken it into our subconscious. That's all about the money. But we do more than that, and that's not even it. I want to hit on the point that she's saying that if I can't cook, I'm not husband material. So if I say the same thing to someone who is supposed to know how to cook and is not and cannot cook,
and it's not willing
So-
to learn,
what does it mean?
to support the family.
What
So-
does it
so-
mean?
I'll say
so perhaps-
So with women that I'm coming with women that are supposed, it's your role.
yeah, well, traditionally, yeah.
It's your role, right?
Yeah.
You believe it's your role.
Traditionally,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the traditional number?
Traditional rule.
Traditional.
What's the traditional you're adding to it?
Traditional as in that is
Because-
what has always been the practice. Society
So right now
sees
it's
it
not
that
a
way.
practice.
No, that
It
is what
is.
Right now
has
it's
been the
not
practice.
practice.
And
It is
society
okay,
sees
so
it that
this is the
way.
rule. Let's agree. Do we agree?
Traditionally.
She's still with the tradition. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So you are supposed to know how to cook,
Yeah.
right? And you're supposed to cook as a woman and as a wife.
Traditionally.
If you do not know how to do that,
Yeah.
would you call yourself a
A wife
would
material.
you call yourself
A wife material,
Oh,
okay.
No, just yes.
No,
or
I get
yes or
where
no.
you're coming from. No, I'm
Just
answering you.
yes or
I'm
no.
answering you. Don't worry. You
Yes or
don't you
no.
don't need to restrict my
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
So I'm
Okay,
answering you.
okay, talk to me.
So maybe this is how I should have said it. Because I was speaking of what my opinions
Would you call
about
yourself
gender
would you call
roles are,
yourself
okay? So you are
wife
not
material?
a husband material for me.
Would you
Right.
call yourself a wife
Okay.
material? No, we are talking about gender.
No, because that
General
same
roles.
lady who cannot cook
Mhm.
is a wife material for another man.
Someone, right.
No, would you
Maybe
call
not for
yourself-
you.
I'm not talking about the
Me,
man's
I
view.
am a
I'm talking about your
full
own view. Would you call yourself?
I am a full wife material
No,
with
no,
extra
not you.
yard, if that's what you're asking about.
It's not about you.
Then
I'm
what?
saying that
Uh-huh.
a woman who
Uh-huh.
cannot
So if I cannot cook,
if you cannot cook, would you call yourself a wife material?
yes,
Why?
because I know that I am still somebody's spec. Apart from cooking, I can also do other things that fall
Do you know
within
that all
somebody's
men-
desires.
You know all men
Mhm.
never put it nowhere that a man will say that he does not expect his woman to not to cook. Every man expects his woman to cook. True or false? I can tell you, I'm a man. I know for
There
all
are-
my men.
No,
There are
it
other
really depends.
exceptions,
It depends.
yeah.
All-
See,
There are
that's
some-
why there
Unless
is
when you meet
dating.
someone, if a guy
Yeah.
meets someone,
That's why
and
there's
then-
dating.
If that's the whole thing.
When
If
you are
meet
dating.
a woman, and then the woman initially, no, not to put it down. Initially, every guy will meet a woman in his
And
head,
think that the lady
woman
can
should
cook.
because he
Yeah.
knows that it is your role.
Because
And-
it is traditionally the role of a
Yes.
woman.
Whether traditional
So-
or
Okay, so let's
non-traditional,
continue.
Everybody knows that my relationship. I've met a woman. I know that if I want to eat homemade food, the woman is supposed to cook.
So what?
Then
I'm
if
coming.
we enter the relationship and later I come to see. See, the first thing you not ask whether you know how to cook or not. You say, oh,
See,
can you make this for me?
Obed,
True or
Obed,
false? True or
Obed.
false? I'm coming.
See, what
True
is
or
the
false?
premise? No, I'm
Yeah.
coming. What is
What
the
are
premise? What is the premise
Eh?
for that mindset?
Yeah.
The premise for that mindset
human
is
nature.
because
It's
no,
not about
it's
traditional
because
human.
That's the
that is
thing.
what
That's
the
the
person has been
Okay,
fed with
yeah.
as the
Fed with.
traditional role
It's
of a
human
woman.
role. It's human.
No, why is it that he feels like okay, someone can cook for him and he doesn't think that a man can do it for him, but he thinks it's a woman because traditionally a woman has
Good.
always
So
been
that's
made to
something
cook.
that- So if you cannot cook as a woman, are you a wife material? That's the
And
point. You're not
So
answering
I
the
think
thing.
that
And I'm saying that I'm still a wife
Why
material.
are you? It's one of
think
the
that
primary
we can-
roles of a woman.
we can
Because
dissolve
with
the
women,
argument,
I'm coming.
right?
With women, please, I'm coming. Let me say
Right.
something. With women, if a guy cannot
Land and
provide,
let me continue,
if a guy
right.
cannot provide,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
you will not immediately now. Want to say boyfriend material and come
There
around
are
with husband
exceptions,
material.
but yeah,
There are
that's fine.
exceptions.
There are exceptions.
Unless the girl be DB, we are the one.
Aha, that's an
There are
exception.
exceptions.
Nah.
There are exceptions, but I
Exceptions
think
what?
I get the point she was trying to make, right? When she said
Yeah.
that, I mean,
You know, be wife
there
material.
are
The man's not wife material.
I'm
so
a fool,
I mean,
yeah.
in the example you cited, some ladies are also not willing to take that. A man that cannot cook and is not willing to learn to cook.
It's not my rule.
There,
It's not my rule.
so I'm saying that it is subjective, right? There are certain women that can take that.
Nigerian.
In the same vein, a woman that cannot cook and maybe is not willing to learn to cook.
Me, I want all men food.
And you see-
there are men too that
You,
can
if you
take
cannot
that.
cook for
So
me, you are not wife material.
it
to
really
me, for real.
bothers down to you finding what works for you and who works for you.
But on a general
right?
note,
Yeah,
men are expecting women to cook.
yeah.
And at the same
Yeah,
time,
that-
you see,
that is
traditionally,
true.
men have always been seen as the ones to provide, so that
The
a
provider.
woman would say that if I'm with a man and he's not working, I won't. I mean, I don't like a man who's not working and providing for me.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Right.
but at the same time, you're going to get a woman who is willing to stay with you, even though you are not providing at that point in time.
Which era?
Okay. Oh, Obed.
Which era now?
He
Oh,
has
for
a good
Obed.
example. Don't mind, he has a good example at home. So so I mean, wrapping this up, I want to ask, right? Would you ever?
No.
Would you ever? Let me ask the
No.
question. Would you ever consider being your house husband?
No.
Never.
No.
Okay, Bridget, would you ever consider having, your husband?
No, wait. What
Yeah.
is house husband?
Having a
I
house-
never heard it
A
before.
stay at home. I've heard it before. Yes, I have.
Having a stay-at-home
What is
man.
house husband?
A
as
stay
my
at home. So
husband.
maybe you
No.
you do the providing, and then he does
No.
the taking care of the house and all
No,
that.
please,
So
not me.
I've got some few exceptional situations, right? So in a case where you're married, right, and then you happen, I think that goes without saying, you would have to be a house husband maybe within the period that you're not working. You
Oh,
have to stay in
But-
the house, but you lose your job and you're not working, and then your wife is the one providing for the house.
Doesn't label you a house husband.
Yeah, you're married, you're earning, but your wife earns more than you, maybe say 3 times or 5 times the amounts that you're making, and then you have kids in the house, and it looks like because of your work schedules, right, you both are not able to make time and then take care of the family. And there's a suggestion, I don't know from who. Okay, so let's say that your wife suggests that, because I'm earning more than you, and then my salary is able to take care of the house and all the expenses, and then we can still push some into savings and all of that. Maybe you should stop working, take care of the house while I work, and then you can choose to do remote work if you want to, but you take care of the house because we don't want to leave our children, ajar, for lack of better word.
Now I'm investing most.
No, but this is your family.
so would
right?
you do it?
So yeah, is this something you're willing to do to make the family work?
No, I'm investing most streets.
I'm not sure
Okay,
she
so-
said it.
Yeah,
But this is a dicey thing.
yeah.
Right? This
very-
is dicey.
yeah.
I don't think it should be
I'll
difficult.
work. I'll still work. Why can't I
Will
work?
still work.
No, see, if it all stems from the mindset, right,
Mhm.
in that situation.
Mhm.
I heard of an issue where a guy, a friend of mine, that one is a very close friend of mine. I felt like at that his incident, he did not make the right choice, even though I'm a man at that point.
Right.
Because the lady had a work, like was going to get a work that was paying 5 times than what he was receiving. And then he gave her the ultimatum of the marriage or the work. Me obana crank, me obana crank, me free man.
Right.
Only me mama saw ultimatum. Like, why? You understand? But on a real too, sometimes women get that opportunity and then turn off to be totally different altogether.
Yeah.
You are not, see, no matter what, the man is still the head of the family. No matter what, man, we are bigger than you. You have to accept it. No matter what. See, no matter the roles, whether the roles you see that we are doing small, we are doing big, our role in general is superior, way bigger in every aspect. The role of a father in a home, of a husband in a home, is superior. It's too big to be like to be just taking trivial. You understand?
Right.
So it doesn't matter if the man is working or not, or it doesn't
Right.
matter if the man is home or not.
Yeah.
The man should be accorded that high
The
ranking.
respect, yeah.
Because so fine. If
We are
I
not
decide to stay-
disputing the
if
fact
I
that the man is
decide-
the head.
okay, if I decide to stay at home,
Mm.
right? I
Mhm.
decide to stay at home.
Mhm.
Till Bebana, you can cook. Fine. I decide to stay at home, and then you can still come home early, right? You come home early because you've tagged me husband,
House.
house husband. I should enter kitchen, wear apron, cook
So
every day
so
for
you
you.
won't cook.
I'm not. I don't know how to cook. But what I'm trying to say is that it shouldn't be something that it should be an exchange of roles. No,
Right.
it should never be done. No way. Why? Sake of what?
Oh, but circumstances made it come that way. It's not as if someone deliberately decided that the man
But
should
it
stay at
not
home.
be an exchange of roles. The fact that you're earning for the family,
So you
Exchange of
mean-
roles in terms of being the head of the family?
not the head
No.
of the family. The whole roles as in cooking and stuff. It is.
So you mean that? So
Woman
you
should
mean
do
that
it.
with this case where the woman is now having the upper hand, and the
What is
man,
upper hand?
I'm coming financially, I'm
That's
coming.
the upper hand.
Let me land
It is-
But if the
financially.
man is earning more,
I'm
he
coming.
has the upper hand financially.
No.
Why is that
So,
not
by
another
upper hand,
problem?
Never
the
says
woman-
that way.
the woman is
Okay,
earning
fine.
Do
more.
we say it that way? Do we say it that way?
Oh, but there's nothing wrong with saying
no,
it that
no,
way.
Like no, you see, it's women who always say it that way. If the circumstances change,
Mm.
if a man is earning higher
The woman
It's
says
normal.
what? What does the woman
She
say?
never says anything.
But he has the upper hand.
What is upper hand? Have you heard anybody say that upper hand?
No
because
problem.
The man is eyeing.
Yes, we
and
can't
earning
keep.
higher. No,
So-
but the moment
We can't keep belaboring
the
this
moment-
point.
The moment.
So,
it
let's
changes-
just say-
Now
the woman-
now
the
that the
woman
man
has-
now that the
the-
man has perhaps lost his job,
Mhm.
and the woman has to step in and play an additional role,
Play
okay?
what role?
Because then now she's going to have to provide for the family. Initially, probably would have been the two of them together, putting together resources.
Right.
Now the woman would have to solely do that,
Yeah.
okay? So the man is able to pick himself up. And you're saying that it shouldn't be a switch of roles, as in the woman should still do all this, and the man, because he doesn't have his
There shouldn't
job,
be
he
a
should
switch.
lay back,
There should be support.
and
There
the
shouldn't be a
woman-
switch. There should be
and
support. There
so he
shouldn't
should
be a
lay
switch.
back, and the woman should still close from her work, and every single time cook for the man to eat.
There
That's what
should
you're saying. That
be.
because the woman's
There
role
should
is to
not
cook
be switch
originally.
of roles. There should be support.
So no, I'm
So,
asking you.
you
So are you
can't
saying
say
that
so.
because
So
the
you're-
woman's role is to cook originally, despite this circumstance that you know very well that your wife may not be able to
When I
return
was
home
working and
early
you were
enough from work,
working,
Yeah.
come on.
and may be
You are
exhausted
giving-
from
you are
work,
giving very tight
she should wait.
explanations. That's why you're saying this.
She should
But
wait
when we were both working, you cook. Didn't you cook?
Yeah.
You were cooking.
every single time.
No, I'm just no. It's a scenario you're giving. So I'm also giving a scenario. When we were both working,
Okay.
we were cooking.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I lost my job does not change anything. I can support. It doesn't make the rules change. Do you understand?
It doesn't. But I think that if
That's
you
what
are
I'm saying,
caring
I
and
can
thoughtful
support.
enough,
That's what I'm saying.
you
I can
should be
support,
wait.
but
So
it
you
doesn't
are
change the
home the
rules.
whole day. What
You
are you
want
doing?
You want.
I can
You can
support.
help.
So
Support didn't help.
I mean
Leave it.
the okay.
The
Okay,
rules
let's
shouldn't change.
just-
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It shouldn't turn into a house
So
husband.
okay, bottom line, you're willing to do it.
Okay, so
Something
is the
you're willing
title
to
you
do,
have an
but
issue
you
with?
don't want
The title,
the
yeah.
roles to
Shouldn't
change. Right.
What do you mean by
When
the
you
role
have
shouldn't
the time-
change?
time
When
is
he
you
has
are
the
supposed to
time,
cook.
when he has the time, then he should do it.
So
Right.
when it is time that cook.
So when he has the time, then he should cook.
Because that's what I'm saying.
Meanwhile, now
That-
he has
Come on,
now
I'm
he
not
has
doing
about
that.
18
Okay,
hours
so-
out of 24 hours
I am
free
working
time.
on it.
So no, okay. So bottom line is you're willing to do it, but only if the
Support.
rules
The
don't
rules
change.
should not change.
Right.
You should not change your rules for
So,
mine.
Thank
for
you very
yours.
much.
No. Support. I'll support. I'll not change my rules for you.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So I mean, in a case like that, what are you going to do? You're earning more than your
Oh.
husband.
Yes,
It's evident.
certainly I would want to assist my husband until the period that he's able to find his feet. Okay,
Right.
but during that time too,
Yeah.
he may I would not demand that he cooks, okay, but I think that as human as I am, and I get back and I'm tired, and my husband should, I mean, being at home the whole day, decides to cook for me, and then sets something nice, romantic for me to, I mean, to be able to
saying
eat.
this
And
I mean, I would be
Come on,
happy.
And if he
Too
decides,
much.
and if he decides to not do
She
it,
has
If he decides not to
decides
do
that
it,
he has taken care of the house. He's too tired. He's waiting
has
for
covered
you
so
to
he
come
won't
back
cook.
home.
Why would I
And
fight
she has
about
covered
it?
it up too much.
If I think that is too exhausting, it's about communication. I'm going to let him know that this is too exhausting when I get back from work. So how best can we? I mean, it's about discussion. How
Right.
best can we get this thing resolved?
Only-
Because then now it means that I maybe have to spend extra hours at work
Yeah.
than I
Only
used
10%
to
of
be able to
women
earn
watch
some
it.
extra money.
Okay. So
Oh really? No,
we'll-
that is not it.
Thank you all so
Maybe
much.
that-
So
That
we'll
is
bring
not
this.
it.
We'll bring this to a wrap. So I think generally, right, what we have gotten is, I mean, whatever gender you are, male, female, and whatever your stance is, be you a traditional man or a modern man, as they say it, whatever your stance is, make sure that you're finding the person for you. If you want to be the sole provider and have your woman take care of everything pertaining to the house, make sure that you're finding a woman that is traditional
That
and
works
who
for you.
agrees to that. And yeah, and vice versa. If you're a woman who wants to do all the cleaning and wants your man to provide solely for you, make sure that you're finding a man like that. It all boils down to communication. So yes, thank you all so much for joining us today for this discussion. Make sure that you're liking, you're commenting, and you're sharing. Let us know what your thoughts on the discussion that we have had today is. And make sure that you're also pressing the subscribe button. Until our next episode, it's bye-bye from us all from the Conversation Lab.